ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and welcome to our second season on Traverse TV. I'm so grateful that we're back here together this July to August. As you know, I'm known as America's top foundational health coach and holistic nutritionist for over 4 decades. I bring healing, wholeness, and today we're talking about the foundations of hope. We're talking about the foundations of real hope with our special guest, Serena Brown-Travis, the Mindset Monday edition, focusing on these foundations: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social today, for sure, and financial. Personally, I've had the privilege and honor of having a client base of over 30,000 clients over my 4 decades that have achieved over 1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. And in the COVID era, over 3,000 client patients have reclaimed, regained, and restored their health. You know what the good news is, ladies and gentlemen? You're listening to this, the next pounds lost, the next health reclaimed can be yours. So I can say my personal quote that's getting a lot of traction these days: when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. The legendary Les Brown says it is possible for you to open the keys to your own future that will give you access to unlimited power. What is that power? That power is to just believe that it's possible. I'm possible, but you're possible too. So take my hand and let's begin, because health isn't something you do and work at it. Oh, no. Health is what you become along life's journey. We talk about pillars of every possible pillar and puzzle in the pieces of foundational health. Today, like I said, we're talking about social. My esteemed guest needs no introduction. She is the daughter of true greatness, one of a kind, one of a million, one of this century, Les Brown. But guess what? Serena Brown-Travis rides on the absolute wind of her own wings. And right after this commercial break, we'll take a look at Miss Perfect Penny, her vision to fruition, just in time for back to school, just in time for you parents to give a hug, give an appreciation, give just an exhortation to those little ones that we love. But guess what? The big ones need the same love, appreciation, and exhortation. So let's listen how you can do this with Confidence Tones, our sponsor. You can do it with confidence. You can do it and say that this is important too. You go from fear and doubt into confidence. Then health is rejuvenated. Health is restored. So let's take a look, take a listen to our sponsor, Confidence Tones, right here.
Welcome to Confidence Tones, where we use a proprietary audio development formula called audio immersion to provide an experience that's designed to help quickly and effortlessly generate positive change in the subconscious mind when used correctly. This experience is achieved using 4 primary building blocks: brainwave modulation, invocation of positive emotions, immersive imagination stimuli, and developmental suggestion. We know of no other source in the world that provides the synergistic combination. With a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to immerse yourself into audio that's designed specifically to help you feel better, do better, and live better.
So we're back. Truly, truly, confidence is the part that brings us up to feeling that we can do anything we want to do. And it begins with each other. I just want to begin to say with Serena Brown-Travis's introduction. I said she needed no introduction, but I decided to do it anyway. This tells you everything about her. She is the operations officer of the Les Brown Enterprises. She graduated from Hampton University and she went to get her master's degree at Franklin University. She got another master's degree not too long ago in May, theological studies at Trinity Lutheran Seminary. She's an ordained minister. I know she's going on to her PhD. She finds such joy in cooking. She's the soulful Serena in the kitchen and in the pulpit and with a microphone speaking motivationally. She loves singing in the shower. That's another S, by the way, and running her family restaurant. She loves being with family. She is really the social pillar of many things, including our compilative book that we're coming out in September. That's another S. Guess that's our letter for today, ladies and gentlemen. But this is Serena Brown-Travis. She is absolutely one of a kind. They say the apple doesn't fall from the tree, not too far. And she was as close to the tree as you could possibly come. So it is with great honor and appreciation that I bring Serena Brown-Travis to Mindset Monday. Once again, she's back with Traverse TV. Welcome, Serena.
Thank you so much. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction. And I was sitting here thinking of words that begin with S, but I must just say that I'm joyful and I am so grateful to be here. So thank you so much again.
Well, and Serena, you really do have this project that was born from fruition, and now it is in an ebook. But I want the listening audience, if they don't know a little bit, oh no, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Last June, it was just a year ago you were on Traverse TV. It was just a year ago that you gave us the pieces, giving peace from broken pieces. P must be your word. Now you have perfect penny. But just go ahead and give us a little snippet about you growing up with a legend and now becoming your own legend and coming up with this wonderful concept of perfect penny. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, again, thank you so much for this. So a lot of people, that is always the number one question. What was it like growing up as Les Brown's daughter? And the truth is, it was not abnormal. I did not realize how interesting our lives were until my father called to sing me happy birthday. It was my birthday. He left me probably about a 3 to 5 minute voicemail singing happy birthday and then speaking affirmations over my life. And so one of my girlfriends said, whoa, that was a really long message. And I said, well, isn't this what everyone does? And she was like, no, my parents just call and say happy birthday. And that's when I started to realize, oh, there's some differences. So my father he always made sure we spoke well, that we were always positive. So, when he would say, baby, how do you feel? Let's go. Oh, I have a headache. No, baby, you do not have a headache. You are fighting a headache. That headache will not win today. That was our language in our life growing up. So our father is super. And when I say I do share him with other brothers and sisters. I am one of 9 siblings and I'm the youngest girl. And so when I say our father, but it was fine. It was really fun. It's a positive experience. At the same time, my father is a big kid. One of the things my sibling and I talked about yesterday is that when dad goes to Walgreens or Whole Foods, I mean, we're just buying any and everything, just like big kids. But of course, if he picks up a bottle and says, oh, it's going to grow your hair, get 10 of them. But nonetheless, as much as we laugh and we make jokes about how our father gets tons of vitamins and X, Y, and Z, dad still looks really good for his age. And he is 78 years old and he looks amazing. So whatever he's doing, it's working. But I will tell you from behind the scenes, it is certainly positive thinking, positive thoughts, positive words. And that's where I get it from.
Boy, you do. And we'll hear it. You got that laugh too. It's going to come out. You just feel yourself. And let's get 10 of them. I'm telling him, he feels good. He looks good. And you know what I always say to your dad? That we're both 15. I'm 69. He's 78.
Fair
So,
enough.
and he acts that way. So you go through, I was so privileged and honored to meet you when we were at Pass the Mic in Orlando. And we just had that soulful connection. We really did. You and your sister, Samaya, it was just a blessing beyond blessings, Serena. And so this is how this friendship and this colleagueness grows. So now we're here with Perfect Penny, but I would like to start this piece with just a quick video. May I? So everyone sees Perfect Penny. Can I do that?
Certainly.
Okay. Take a look. Take a listen, audience.
In Case I Forget to Tell You is a children's book, but I've received reports from grown children who have said that their parents gave them this book as a conversation starter. In Case I Forget to Tell You, it is never too late to go back and heal broken relationships.
So there's, and don't we have a lot of brokenness in this world today?
We do. And unfortunately, a lot of times this brokenness starts at such a young age that once you grow up and you're hearing insult and things that you can't do, you become accustomed to being the family black sheep, for instance, or, the Serena who can't do anything right. And so those words penetrate us in ways in which we could never imagine until we become adults and we're thinking, why am I stuck? And it's because something that someone said to you years ago. And because of the work that my father and I have done and our family work that we've done for so long, as I started to listen to stories to figure out what is holding this person back, I would hear more and more and more. It was something said in childhood, whether it's an insult or no edification in childhood. And then as a result of no edification, then you go to groups and communities and maybe even bad behavior and bad outlets to help edify the things that you did not get from your parents. And so that is what started this concept of being positive words only, even for children. Because if us adults need help, then we have to help our children. If we're broken adults and we're parents, we may not be pouring into our children the way that we need to. And so this is a book, the book that you just showed the commercial to, and I'm so grateful for. It is a children's book. But I've had more people say to me, listen, I thought my mom, I thought my dad, I thought my uncle, I thought they were joking when they gave me the book until I read it. And I realized that they were just emotionally unequipped to say these words, to say these positive things to me. But the book said it all. And they wanted to thank me, at the idea of their parent giving them this book to help open that door of communication, of saying, hey, I love you. I'm proud of you. You mean something to me. And that's where it came from. And I'm really proud of the work, but more importantly, I'm really grateful for the impact that this book is having on families and individual lives.
Well, because you just have an impact. That's what you do. That's you talk about impact makers, and that's you. That's your family. That's the pulpit chick. That's what you do. And I was just thinking when you were saying that, those things that happen, here we are adults, those things that happen in childhood, didn't know that today's sponsor was going to be Confidence Tones. We have a whole program on trauma release. This really can be a trauma release. Please show a Perfect Penny, show a full copy of the book. I know you've got it in your background there, because I've got to say, my granddaughter, she heard me. Yes, there it is. Perfect Penny. We're going to leave the QR code up at the very end. Sorry, Serena. Perfect Penny gets the play today, not as much Serena. But my granddaughter said, Serena, we were doing this because I'm coaching again with your awesome dad, and I was on vacation. They were hearing the voice. Then they wanted to hear the man, and I showed them the video. And then I said to my 9-year-old daughter, remember that book I gave you last year? She said, boy, I hope that I'm like a daughter like she was to him.
Wow.
Wasn't that a great affirmation? Because
Absolutely.
She's confident. That's what Perfect Penny does. I want to go ahead and play this other sign bite so people can take a picture of this QR code, and we'll be right standing on the sideline here.
faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. Let's make sure that our children know and hear it from us, that they have greatness within them. In case I forget to tell you, you are amazing, you are incredible, and I am so happy to know you.
Those affirmations of hearing and hearing and hearing. So let's go back. And how did Perfect Penny come into your mind, your heart, and your soul?
Well, you know, it came again because I've heard of so many people who were damaged in their childhood. So, for instance, one of the things I started to listen to among my friends, and I would see Facebook posts, I love my child, but they get on my nerves sometimes. And we just kind of laugh that off. You know, we don't think anything of it. We don't correct and say, oh, maybe you shouldn't say that. And one time, as you mentioned, I did finish my master's in theological studies. So I unapologetically loved the Lord. And I was reading the Bible and realized when the Lord said, in my son, whom I love, I am well pleased. There was no, but you get on my nerves sometimes. There was no, but I wish you would pull your pants up, but I wish you would talk differently. It was just a pure affirmation. And I thought to myself, how come we don't do that? And in fact, if we want to go a little deeper, it shows up twice between Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John. It shows up twice, but when God said that to Jesus, Jesus hadn't even done anything. he hadn't created.
Get out. Get out.
I'm very serious. When God said it to Jesus in Matthew, he had not completed one miracle. He just said, in my son, whom I love, I am well pleased. And so when I think
that just got all over me.
Listen, that's what the word of God will do. So when we look at that example, and here we are to be Christ-like, God-like individuals, made in the image of God, why is it that we would tell our own seed, our own children, look them in the eye and say it as a joke? The spirit world doesn't know we're joking. The emotions doesn't know we're joking. The subliminal mind doesn't know that it's a joke. And so our children consequently take what we say, whether it's good or bad, and it becomes a part of who they are. And so once I started to look and realize these connections, again, between words are powerful. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And we cannot, even as parents and teachers and mentors, we cannot loosely use words, even if we think we're joking, even if it's a joke. We cannot loosely speak over the lives of our children, our nieces and nephews, our neighbors, students around us. We have to stop. We have, and I can hear you now to say, oh, well, what if they need a correction? I get that. Then we can sit down and we can correct. We can gently correct. We can gently guide and say, hey, you know what? If I were you, I wouldn't do this. And let's figure this out yet again. That's what good mentorship does. That's what a good parent does. And I also understand, well, I'm a stressed out parent. I don't have time for all those extra words. I'm going to yell and fuss and get the job done. But we never look at what that does to our children and their mindset. My father says that when you give one insult, it takes 17 compliments to neutralize.
Just to be at zero.
Neutralize the insult that you gave them. So if I say, I don't like you, then it's 17 times. I do like you. I do like you. I think you're wonderful. We have to say it 17 times to neutralize. Now, how many times do we insult folks throughout the day? How many insults did we receive growing up, either directly or indirectly? What does it do to us when we hear someone else to speaking down upon other children? You know, you ain't going to be nothing one day. And statistics say you're going to be pregnant by this age. And that's too much. That's too much. So that is what inspired this book. And that is really what I hope that the message is, that we have to edify all of the time. And not to mention as a mother. So the other thing that truly inspired this book is that I was taking my children, as you know, it's you pick up from school. You've got a snack in the car. We have ballet, we have soccer, we have gymnastics. And I'm going to all of these places. And then as my children were getting out the car on our last event, I thought, oh, I don't think I told them I love them today. So I wrote down the window and I said, hey, in case I forget to tell you, I love you. And they just kind of waved and they rushed into the ballet practice. And that's what made me pause, because all of the activities that I was doing, sight words in the back seat, stopping at a fast food place while they're practicing homework, all of that, none of that matters 10 years later, 15 years later, if I didn't tell my children how special they are to me. And so I did not want the affirmations to be an afterthought. But if I'm honest, it was an afterthought. And so that's how it came about. In case I forget to tell you, you mean so much to me.
And just in case, I want to tell you, edify with enthusiasm. I wrote down activities. You had the attitude of appreciation. Mm-hmm. That is a total mindset. I mean, I'm taking notes. I always do with you, by the way.
Oh, you're so sweet. No, you indeed are the genius. I mean, I take notes on you all the time, and with all of your books, I'm always like, oh, Dr. Joe. I mean, your book is full of highlights, just full of highlights. I must say so myself.
And by the way, just going back to the 21 days to your best you, this is the part I want to graft on the Brown legacy. I told your dad, there's only one book that's more quoted in my latest solo book, and it's the Holy Bible. Oh. He's number 2. So he felt that he was in good company. But we're in such good company here, Serena. You actually have the physical book, and it's been out for a while. But now you're doing the ebook. So when parents are on the run, you want to, you're going to the activities, you're going to fast food, you're doing homework in the car, which it tends to be the new diner in the back seat. You came up with this ebook. So how did this vision come around?
You know what? If negativity is in one click, then I don't know why we have not made it a priority to make positivity come in one click as well. And so my father says that the only reason why all of this tension and negativity exists is because the bad guys are outworking the good guys. And so we've got to be us good guys, us good folks with positive messages. We've got to work harder than all the other things we see. We've got to work harder than the lyrics and the music that our children hear, work harder than the images in which our children see and then begin to adore. So we've got work to do. And so I appreciate, yes, the idea that it's an ebook. If you left the book at home, that's fine. Take the phone, take the iPad, take whatever downloadable device you have and click it. It's like 1 or 2 clicks and bam, it's right in front of you. And you can interact with your child and say, you read one page and the child reads the other page. But even if you are uncomfortable or you have not learned how to just open up and tell your child how much you love them, this book does it for you. It does it for you, and then it becomes a conversation starter. I've had one person say, hey, I read this book every night to my child, because sometimes, as you know, our days as adults can be so brutal that we have nothing left. But how about having a book that's able to say what you can't say, to say what you can't emotionally say, and to your child will know every night, my mother, my father, my aunt, my uncle read me a book in case I forget to tell you. The day was hard, but in case I forget to tell you, you are so special. And the reason why it's now in the ebook, so that it can be easily accessible to everyone, anywhere, at all times.
The DIY love book. The DIY affirmation book, the DIY appreciation book. Here we are. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that it now is available on Amazon. Like, you can take a picture, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put at the end of our broadcast the QR code at the end. I believe that you're launching it on Wednesday. Is that correct?
No, it's actually there. In fact, listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say about my friend, my mentor. In fact, I'm just going to call you my mentor, Dr. Jody Bear. You are in good hands, good company. You are under good sound advice. She practices what she preaches. And it's because of you. You called me and gave me a kick in the bum to say, hey, listen, my granddaughter liked the book. And so everybody's got to like the book. So it's out. we are making it happen. And again, as you know, but I love this relationship. My father always talks about collaborative, achievement-driven relationships. And so every now and again, it doesn't matter that I'm Les Brown's daughter and I grew up with all the positivity or a lot of positivity. Every now and again, I still need a reminder. And so Dr. Jody Bear was my auntie to say, okay, we're doing this. This is a good book. Let's make it happen. Let's put it out there and let's make sure everyone gets it. And so I truly appreciate you for being the kick. So yes, you can find it on Amazon. You can also find it at Barnes and Noble. And there's actually maybe a library or two. We're in talks right now, a library or two that may pick it up. And that would be a wonderful thing. I know I have school districts that are eyeing it. And so I'm okay with that too. Just give us some consideration. So yes, so you will be able to find it. And by faith, you'll just find it everywhere. How about that? We're standing on the promises of God. So my hope and goal is that you will find it everywhere. But right now, Amazon and Barnes and Noble for sure.
And in schools, I'm going to say this affirmation, and thank you for those kind words. We just share. We just share. And that's what it's all about. It's giving in love. That's why I always end my salutations with peace, love, and joy. We can have that. Perfect Penny will give us peace. And how about the Pledge of Allegiance? And then Perfect Penny says, oh, in case I forget to tell you, you're wonderful. Now back to school.
Right. That's perfect. That is perfect.
And saying, Serena, I'm so honored that you are part. And I'm going to show our brief commercial, which is in draft form, but it's because Serena Brown-Travis is here, about Healthopedia, which launches September 18th. I'm so honored that you're part of our collaborative, being in the social pillar. And then I want one word about this before we put Miss Penny back up, if we could. Okay.
Certainly.
Pedia. From a 1984 goal card that I wrote when being mentored by the iconic Dr. Hulda Clark. I found an old crumpled recipe goal card in a file drawer. In 2021, it just simply states, I will create an Eastern medical version of the PDR. And here we are today, Healthopedia, affirmation and vision in action. Healthopedia authors, led by the iconic 7 decades in serving health and humanity, Dr. Bernie Siegel, MD, Dr. James Marinakis, Serena Brown-Travis, Jay Nolan, Kimberly Meredith, Rex Sykes, Dame Doria Cordova, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Dr. Phil Carson, Dr. Fred Moss, Dr. Mark Chavez, Jamie Kerr, Dr. Peggy Woods, Dr. Michael Pierce, Dr. Nefatina Serrano, Renee Brown, Jason Estes, Jeremy Hoffman, Melanie Summers, Debbie Armentrout, Linda Huff, Robert Baird, Carol Derrigan, Cynthia Hamill-Knipe, Suzanne Finder, Lee Forrester, Shannon Roper, Carrie Fisher, Elise Marinakis, Jerry Tucker, Ivan Jacobs, Dan Gilman, Bobby Kowalski, Jamie Matheson, Kathy Strauss, Anna DeVere, Noah Crane, Trey Urban, Aaron Rudolph, Jackie Bailey, and Dr. Jody Bear, as we collectively elevate the health and wellness of you and your best life foundationally now and in the future. So blessed that you're a part. So blessed.
I feel privileged. You have some heavy hitters in that book, or in this book that's coming out. So I feel humbled, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to share just what little wisdom I have. But I feel great to be in. I mean, these are some giants. So I'm very blessed to be here.
And I'm very blessed that we can bring Perfect Penny right here, right now, to fruition. We'll have more on Healthopedia, but right now it's all about you. So what is the last piece? Why people right now, we hear this, there is something about, my mama always used to say, we got over the easy part. It was the talking. Now it's into action. Go get Perfect Penny. Download the ebook. Have the book, as Serena said, that you read every night to your child. And then just pour over a blessing on them. That's another P. Penny, Perfect Penny pours a blessing over all who are there, because you're a blessing to everyone, Serena. So what is your last word about this that you would give us of your wisdom? Please share.
Certainly. Well, again, thank you so much for this opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, we know, again, as I've mentioned before, words are powerful. We know that the power of life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so therefore, if you speak positively over your children, don't worry if they're acting up. Don't worry if maybe what you're saying out of your mouth does not correlate with their behavior. They're children, and we are to teach them. As we know, we teach our children, we guide them, we correct them, we direct them, and speak over them. So in case I forget to tell you, you can do this as a parent. You can muddle through, you can cry through, you can do all those things, but never forget to tell your children just how special they are. And for you, I know just how difficult it is. So in case we forget to tell you, we love you, you matter, you can do this. Without fail, you can do this. And we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And Serena, I love you. I love
you back.
And there's nothing we can do about it. So let's take one more soundbite with Serena and Perfect Penny. And we're going to keep the QR code up there so you can put your love, your purpose into action. Let's go.
My father, the legendary motivational speaker, says that for every insult, it takes 17 compliments to neutralize that one insult. In case I forget to tell you, you are amazing. You're some kind of wonderful. I love being around you. I love your smile. I also think you get the point. In case I forget to tell you, you are incredible.
Serena, you are incredible. You always fill my soul. And I know that Perfect Penny will fill the souls of families everywhere. Available in the Kindle store, available at Amazon right here, right now. Grab your copy. Grab and be a part of both this and our Healthopedia movement. We are turning this around. No more 17 negative, one negative to have 17. No, it's going to be one positive. So as I said, today and always, join me this Thursday with the recession-proof your business mogul MuFan. But right now, we want you and I to say, Serena Brown, I love you. I appreciate you. There's no one else like you. And as I always say, this is Dr. J saying, have a healthy day. Ciao for now.